Yo, what it do, YouTube? It is your boy, yours truly, Dime, or you may know me as Coast Talk. I'm one half of the show, and I'm here with my co-host today. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? It's Coquito, and you guys know the vibes.
Yes, Sirski, indeed. Today is a MLK edition. Shout out to Martin Luther King. Today's MLK Day. Just a
Yes,
few
sir.
things to go off of that. MLK, Martin Luther King was very pivotal in the African American culture. You know, he was out there looking for peace and equality, and it's unfortunate that we're still fighting for those things till this day. One of the most infamous quotes I can remember is "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." So once again,
Correct, correct.
RIP, RIP MLK, and go ahead and give us your thoughts or a few things on
Yeah,
MLK, Coquito.
I mean, listen, man. Martin Luther King. I mean, we can honestly we can speak on him for hours. Um, it's just, I mean, the only thing, man, is just so much. I have so much thankful for that man, because without that man, we would definitely not be able to doing these podcasts. I definitely would not be able to live the life that I live. So I mean, I could go on and on about him, but I am truly grateful for everything that he has done for us. And I mean, like you said it perfectly, man. We're still fighting. So I have one of his quotes right here that is probably one of my favorites, and he says, "We know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed."
Absolutely, I dig that quote too, man. You know, so if you have any quotes in the chat of MLK that you would like to share with us, go ahead and put it in the comment section at this moment. Appreciate each and every one of your supports as well. Shout out to all the new subscribers and all the viewers. We see you out there not hitting that subscribe button. We see y'all. So it don't hurt just to hit the button. Just click it. Just click it.
Just click the button, man. The views and the subscribers not really adding up. So we know you guys are watching, but just hit that button, man. That's it. That's all
Yeah,
it
go
is.
ahead, show us some love. Tell a friend about the channel. Also, drink with us as well. For the people out there that don't know, I'm out there drinking Casamigos tequila. I'm gonna be pouring that up. Coquito, let the world know what you're drinking on today.
We're still on the proper 12. We're just about like right here. So I mean,
Yeah.
probably I think maybe like two more episodes, and this bottle will be done.
Moving on to the next topic. This happened to be on the same day, or maybe last night, or maybe last week. But congratulations to Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel welcoming a newborn into the world, especially during this crazy time in COVID. The name is Phineas.
Phineas. Wow. I mean, I think that's their second child, I believe.
Yes.
I think their first child is like 5 years old. So I mean, it took them a little while to have the second child. And like you said, I'm surprised that they're giving birth in a time like, oh, they gave birth in a time like now. So I mean, I would have definitely had that kid maybe 4 to 3 years ago. But I mean, congratulations on the baby. Hopefully he's healthy, and hopefully all go well.
Yeah, man, absolutely. If you guys don't know who his wife may be, she played in Blade Trinity and I Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry, and some other movies too.
Mhm.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, she played in that too. On to the next topic. We're going to switch over to the NBA. There's a current thing going on in the Cavaliers organization with Kevin Porter Jr. He has this incident. I think this occurred after the Brooklyn Nets traded for, they got Torian Prince. That's his name,
Oh yeah.
Torian Prince. They said that he threw a fit, and then the Cavaliers, after the whole incident in the locker room, are looking to either waive or trade Kevin Porter Jr. Now, don't get me wrong, Kevin Porter Jr. is a walking bucket. He is a walking bucket when he touches the basketball. It is just unfortunate. He kind of had. He's currently going through off the court issues as well. You know, a few
Yeah.
years back, he had a DUI. You know, he got caught with marijuana and a gun charge in a car. So he's currently going through a lot of things. He deleted his Instagram a bunch of times. So prayers goes up mentally for Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know what's going on over there, but hopefully he finds a spot and he finds his common sense and everything works out for him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, like you said, I mean, the kid can definitely get buckets. The kid can definitely play basketball. Um, yeah. So I mean, he's going on with personal issues. So I mean, I guess that's what kind of triggered him. I guess because they said like, they gave his locker up, so he threw a fit and threw food. Um, so I mean, personal issues. I mean, could be like heavily on his back, so that could what could be the issue was. And I read up a little bit about him before we came up in, and I saw that the kid only like knew his father for like 4 years. Like his father got arrested for a manslaughter charge, and after he got released, his father was killed in a bar. So I mean that can really scar somebody for life. So I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying, you never know what somebody's really going through, and you don't know what's going on in their life. So I mean, that could probably still be heavily on him. So I mean, I don't think he's gonna get traded. I don't think anybody's gonna take a chance, especially when somebody's like that. They'd rather just wait for him to get waived and then probably give him a chance. But I mean, I hope he stays in the NBA, and I hope he can get help and get everything going straight for him.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I didn't know any of that actually. It's kind of tough, you know. The mental thing, it goes through a lot when you go through grievances and stuff like that. And then the fact that the NBA team that you play for, the organization, you know how that works with the organization. They actually go for a trade, and then they give up your locker, you know, stuff like that. The team moves on, but I feel like they're gonna work it out. I mean, the Cavs are hooping at this point, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna find a spot for him to fit in that roster. Hopefully everything works out. I mean, if he does move, it'll probably be for the greater good anyway.
Yeah, of course.
All right, on to the next topic. We're gonna stay on the NBA. James Harden, the former Houston Rocket, made his debut in Brooklyn, and he did not disappoint. The boy was out there playing defense, Coquito. He was out there playing defense.
Listen, right off the rip, this man has to be in a commercial for a weight loss program, because I don't know what he did in Houston, but he just finessed everybody, because this man had like 30 pounds on him. He went back to Brooklyn, and this guy shedded everything. I mean, I don't know if he had 5 shirts under there, if he had 4 pants on. I don't know what it was, but the man finessed everybody, and he just, and I guess he tried to show everybody that, listen, I can pass the ball, I can play with Kevin Durant, I can stay still. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got I think he had a triple double, right?
Sure did. So, walking triple double.
I mean, let's see now what's gonna happen when Kyrie comes back, because I think Kyrie is gonna be the main guy if it works or if it doesn't work. Because just like James, Kyrie has to have the ball in his hand as well. So James is not the one to spot up. Kevin has no problem with it. I mean, he did it in Golden State, so he works well off the ball. But Kyrie does not work well off the ball, and neither does James. So I mean, when Kyrie comes back, let's see what they got.
Yeah, man, I think they'll figure it out though. I got faith in them. You know, I like Duke Blue Devils, so I got faith in Kyrie as well. I feel like he can take that role back after him playing on the championship team with LeBron. You know, he had to play the robber role, so I think he could be fine with that. Of course, you got 2 other superstars now, so it's a big 3. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but I think they could figure it out. It's 3 minds. You know, KD and Harden played together already. You know, all 3 of them played on Team USA. So I think they know how the culture is going to be for that winning organization that they got now, and that vibe in Brooklyn. I think they can figure it out, man. I really do. And the fact that James Harden's playing defense, if he's doing that, I think you're in for a good treat. You're in for a good treat.
I don't think that's gonna last long. That's not gonna last long. I don't think so.
Hey man, the vibes, the chemistry affects your play, man. It really does. Even though he went 3 for 10 that triple double game, we ain't gonna slap at that. He went 3 for 10 from the 3-point line, but that's just Harden.
Yeah, that's but that's the thing with Harden as well. Is like, no matter how good that team is he gonna show up when they need him the most?
And so that's the next thing.
And he's gonna take his shot. So I mean, it's so let's see, man. Let's see. I hope they don't, because you know what I'm saying, New York is a Knicks city, but let's see what happens.
Shout out to the Knicks getting that big victory last night, man. But other than that, yeah, it should work out. And the thing you said about the big moments, I feel like if it do come down to that, and if he is struggling, you got 2 other scores. I think that's how it's gonna, bounce off as a ripple effect. The fact that if Harden is struggling, you still got KD and Kyrie to go produce. So I feel like it's a plus because he said he needed hoopers, and the team he was on, they just didn't have that. So I feel like they could figure it out.
100%. But the only thing like I'm worried about is that he has the tendency that, like, say you have Kevin is hooping. Now, is James gonna take the ball on ISO and just try to score and ice Kevin a little bit, or is he gonna keep, or is he gonna keep feeding Kevin the rock? So I mean, we'll all see how it's gonna work out. I mean, I think Steve Nash, I think his best bet will be to try to ice them out a little bit, like keep Kevin out, and whilst Kevin out, keep James and Kyrie on the court together, or take Kyrie out, keep Kevin and James Harden on the floor together. So you know what I'm saying. So I mean, let's see how it works out.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. We're going to switch over to NFL here on this topic. Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans are not seeing eye to eye, and there are rumors that the Houston Texans might move Deshaun Watson. Now, as a Colts fan, I see this as, I don't really care at this point what the Texans and Watson do. They've been going through this. And it's bound to happen when you're a top pick in the draft. It's going to happen. When you're a top pick in the draft, it's going to happen. You're not going to be walking into a team with a winning record or the best roster available. I mean, unfortunately, he did ask for a better coach. He asked for certain players, and he did get that. He did get some players that he asked for. He didn't get the coaches, which is unfortunate. But, it is what it is. You got to go out and play at the end of the day. You can't go on Twitter whining and complaining and all that good jazz because, to be honest, the organization is not going to care about your opinion. It's money to be made, and there's games to be played. So, I mean, you got to go out there and do your job. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way the NFL works.
Listen, well, speaking as a Jets fan, I mean, I will definitely be open to that trade. I know there's been talks about, like, if he do get traded to the Jets, they will be giving the second round pick. And I mean, you never know. I mean, it could probably work out for both teams, because if we get Watson and we give up the second round pick, maybe I don't know, but maybe they can just go ahead and just get a kind of a similar player in Justin Fields. So I mean, we just never know. If not, also a good fit will definitely be the Washington football team. That would definitely be a good fit for him as well. They already had the set defense. I mean, they're missing a quarterback. So I mean, Alex Smith isn't terrible, but he's not just Deshaun Watson. But I mean, let's see. And like you said, man, you know what I'm saying? These franchises do not care if you're whining or complaining. They'll just easily get rid of you. You got to remember, at the end of the day, I mean, it's your job, and you have superiors above you. So, I mean, let's wait and see what happens. But I think for 100% sure he will be moved.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, man. I'll definitely want to see where he goes if he does get moved. Unfortunately, I feel like he probably won't. I think he'll play one more year due to the contract and everything they got going on.
I think if he don't get traded, I don't think he's going to play at all.
I mean, yeah, if he sits out, that's totally on him. I don't think anybody else would really pay it any mind except for Houston Texans fans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's totally on him. Best of luck. If he doesn't go to the Colts, I don't care where he goes, to be honest. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. It's still playoff here. There have been 2 games yesterday, and both of them, well, one of them was really good. The first one was the Chiefs versus the Browns. The Chiefs wound up winning 17-22. This was a good game. This was a game that nobody knew who was going to win. And the Browns had a chance to win it. They had a chance, and they just couldn't pull it out. Let me get your thoughts.
Well, I mean, listen, the game, I kind of didn't expect the game to go that well, because it's like always when the Browns need him the most, he find a way to just fail and fail and fail. And yesterday was another of it. They had a chance to win the game, and he just failed. And listen, everything went the Browns way, especially with Mahommes getting out the game. I mean, that was their best chance to just drive the ball down the field and take the lead and put some pressure on the Chiefs, especially with Chad Henne as backup. So, I mean, it's just, he just could not finish it like always. He could never just get over that little hump.
Yeah, man. You know the vibes. We talk about drinking. Mahomes said anything is possible, and we know about the Hennessy. We know about the Hennessy now. Come on, Skip. But hey, it is what it is. It was a good game. The Browns put up a good fight. Jarvis Landry dropped too many passes. Kareem Hunt wasn't used as much as he should have been after he went on the verge of saying this was his revenge game, and he showed it. He was out there putting in work. He just wasn't used enough. They tried to use the running backs as receivers, and the motto was to run the football on the Chiefs, and they didn't do that. So unfortunately, they went to lose the game. Baker Mayfield played a decent game. He threw a pick, but it's bound to happen. It's Baker Mayfield, but he played a decent game. Shout out to Chad Henne, the backup. It shows you why the backups are very valuable in the NFL. He did his job. He converted on a fourth down run where we didn't even know he was going to run that fast to get it.
Yeah, it's that 3rd and 14 run. Oh man.
Yeah, it was definitely a vibe. I was shook. So I was like, yeah, the Chiefs got to win it now. I was rooting for the Browns, but after that run, I was like, yeah, Chiefs, wrap it up. Wrap it up, Chiefs. Wrap it up, man. So on to the next topic. We already spoke on Mahomes here, but it's just a little brief. Mahomes had a concussion. He had a concussion. He went down. We don't know what he's going to look like going into this next game, but the Bills are going to send pressure. They're going to send pressure. So
I mean, definitely. I mean, let's see, man. It's a huge concern because, I mean, according to Andy Reid, it's technically nothing. He said he just got hit behind the head and he lost, and he got like the wind knocked out of him, and so I don't know. But there's a huge concern because if he doesn't play against the Bills, man, the Chiefs will be going home because them Bills are going to be all over Chad Henne. So, and I don't think he's going to be able to handle that defense at all. So, I mean, I hope Patrick is okay. I hope he do play next week, because if he doesn't play, they're going home. And so that's a huge concern for Chiefs and being a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to this game. We'll talk more about predictions later, but prayers up to Mahomes, of course. If Chad Henne happens to start, I was rooting for the Bills anyway, so I would love to see the Bills just run straight through the Chiefs. But shout out to Honey Badger, LSU. You know how I like the Tigers. But it should be a good game. Prayers up to Mahomes. If he plays, he'll pretty much be playing with a concussion. We don't know how he's going to look because we know the Bills is going to send pressure. But we'll talk about that later. On to the next game. We watched. Well, for me, it was a snooze fest because I already knew this was going to happen. 2 old quarterbacks, Goldberg versus The Undertaker. It was a snooze fest. The Buccaneers wind up pulling it off because I knew the Saints was going to choke. I knew it. I just knew the Saints was going to choke, man. I told people this from the beginning of the year. They went on with the Saints is the best in the NFC, da-da-da-da-da. They got a good defense. I said that's bullcrap. I called them the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NFC. They choked on defense. They had Drew Brees, who was pretty much playing on death row because he was injury prone the whole year. He sat out, came back, and you know how he looked. 3 interceptions. Pretty much rusty. And, you know, the news came out that he's retiring. So we'll talk about the retirement on Drew Brees after this. But it was pretty much a snooze fest. The Buccaneers played like they wanted to win, and they did the job. So shout out to Tampa Bay for getting the job done. And, yeah, man, that game was pretty much a snooze fest for me because I already knew what was going to happen. And it's just tough to see him go out like that. But I can care less because it's Drew Brees. But let me get your thoughts.
My focus wasn't on Drew Brees. My focus was on Tom Brady. I wanted to see if he's going to continue that streak and continue heating up. And he looks like he's still heating up. So, I mean, we'll speak about the next one matchup, but definitely next few matchup is going to be insane. But, I mean, my biggest take on that game was just Tom Brady, man. I mean, he's looking great. So, and also, I mean, you're right. The Saints, it's a little. They have a little bit of bad luck on their side, but also they just can never just find that fine like complete game to put together on the defense and offensive side to get them to the Super Bowl, especially with the team that they've been having. I mean, they have no excuse to be falling short every year. So, I mean, yeah, it's tough to be a Saints fan because every year you guys have the same hope of going to the Super Bowl as every team should, but that team specifically, especially with the weapons they have on offense and the weapons on defense. So it's tough, man. It's tough. They can never just do it.
It is what it is. You snooze, you lose. I just hope Saints fans take this as a message. After they've been complaining for the last 2 years off of flags, NFL refs, you lose this year with no help. No excuses this year. You just flat out lost. You flat out lost. So don't go hiding on Twitter because all year y'all been talking trash like you usually do. And then when you choke, you go miss it. So don't go missing this year because I'm watching y'all on Twitter. I'm watching y'all. Now, speaking of the Saints, their quarterback, Drew Brees, has announced retirement at the end of the season. And that's just a terrible way to go out. That's just a terrible way to go out. But you know, it wasn't that bad because there was a quarterback back in the day, and he was a legend. Some people have him the greatest of all time. and he goes by the name of Dan Marino. And nobody knows this probably, but his last game on the NFL field, he lost in the playoffs, and the score was 62-7. So that's 62-7, and that's a way worse feeling than going out in the NFL. So it's not that bad for Drew Brees. It's just the fact that maybe some of these newborn babies that are Saints fans didn't happen to have a chance to see that or don't know the facts. But that was worse. But it is unfortunate to see him go out like that. It is what it is. I was never personally a fan of Drew Brees, so I already knew what I was going to see when this game was going to happen. And the fact that it did happen that way, it is unfortunate, but best of luck and endeavors to Drew Brees after post-season, post-NFL career. Who knows, he might end up in a booth somewhere, or he might end up on the sideline. He is a good mastermind as a quarterback, so we don't know what's going to happen, but best of luck to him in the future post-NFL. Let me get your thoughts.
To be honest, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he should retire. I mean, yesterday's game, I mean, it looked horrible, but if you look at the interceptions, technically, that really wasn't his fault. I mean, one was deflected off his receiver arm that hit him directly in his bicep. So I don't know what that was. One of them was a missed route by Kamara, and I think the third one was he just underthrew. So I mean, the underthrow one, okay, you could take that one away. That's his fault. But 2 out of the 3, I mean, it really wasn't his fault. My biggest just concern for him is retire if you're not gonna come back healthy. If you're not gonna be 100% healthy, then just step away from the game, because you're going to continue to just have performances that you're having, and just go out with the legacy that you already built. I mean, he's probably one of the best, like, and most accurate quarterbacks there is. And I know definitely seeing Brady on that field makes him, you know what I'm saying, probably gives him the itch to come back another year. But the difference between you and Brady is Brady's healthy, you know what I'm saying? So my only take is, and my only advice is, if you're not healthy, just retire. Just give it up.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's just hope that Drew Brees retire. If he does retire, he retires for good. Don't go out here pulling the Brett Favre, because nobody wants to see you at 45 trying to play quarterback, because no organization is going to take you unless it's probably the Saints or the Vikings.
Just real quick, who you got? Packers, Bucks.
Oh yeah. Packers or Bucks. I got the Packers winning. I said this after their last performance, that the Packers definitely are the best roster in the playoffs right now, besides the Bills. They look Super Bowl ready, so they have no excuse. They got a defense and a high scoring offense, so they pretty much have no excuse not to make it to Super Bowl and win it. So I got the Packers winning the whole thing.
Oh wow! All right, well, that's cool. That's good. I mean, yeah, the same thing. I'm kind of like stuck in between. I kind of got the Packers, but I'm more just I'm not worried about Rodgers. Rodgers is gonna put up points. You know that, and I don't think the Bucks defense is that good to stand with that offense. But I mean, it's all about Brady and that Packers defense. So I mean, I think the Packers the last 7 games only gave up like 25 points. So let's see what they can do against Brady.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's going to be a good one. I'm not rooting for Brady. I rooted for him last week only because he played the Saints, but I definitely rooting for Rodgers because he is my favorite quarterback. So I got the Packers winning this one. And the other game is the Chiefs versus the Bills. I'm still rooting for the Bills. I want them to pull off the upset and beat the Chiefs because it is possible. The only problem is the Bills do not have that running back that can go crazy, but it can also be a plus. It can also be a plus because they don't have a top running back. They got running backs, but they don't have a top one. So it might be a secret weapon to beat the Chiefs. So I got the Bills winning that one. What you got?
Yeah, and I think we're both we've both been on the same boat on the Bills boat. So I mean, I have the Bills also as well. I mean, I'm gonna stick with my gut. I think they're the dark horse. I think they're gonna make it. I kind of have them winning it all, but that's just being just the underdogs. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the biggest problem is the running game. But I mean, that could probably help them out. So let's just see what happens. Let's see, maybe a Singletary can just come out and have a hell of a game. So we never know. But I'm rooting for the Bills. I'm hoping they can pull it off.
Yeah, me too, man. I just hope they don't go away from their game plan design and try to play as Chiefs tempo. If they can just play their game and try to keep their defense on their toes, I feel like they can pull it off for sure. But that's enough football for today. We're going to talk about, we got 2 more topics for y'all. This next topic is going to be a quick one. It involves hip-hop artists. Fabulous and Trey Songz and Bow Wow. All 3 of them got caught having parties during COVID with no mask. Now, I don't know about them, but this has to be the highest rate, and this is the second wave of COVID that we've seen. This is the highest rate of deaths we've seen since the first wave hit. And the fact that these dudes are out here having parties, and all of these people are out here in the club supporting them with no mask, not fearing COVID, is just flat out crazy. And they're just going to keep us stuck in this quarantine until they don't get it together. Now, I understand President Joe Biden is out here with the stimulus, is trying to help us with the vaccine and all this good jazz. But if there's people out here still having parties, and California is still having people drop out of the sky due to this COVID, I feel like they need another shutdown. We got to shut down these businesses and do something to stop this from happening, because this is just flat out crazy. Let me get your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, I don't know if you know this, but Fabulous is my favorite rapper of all time. So
I ain't mad at
that. You my guy, but definitely, I don't understand. First of all, I don't understand how he's hosting events and how these venues are allowing him to host events.
Gotta make that money.
I guess at the end of the day, I guess that's all it is. I mean, money talks, right? So if he's paying a little extra more than what it should be, so I mean, they're probably saying, hey, go ahead, host whatever you want. But I mean, it's just flat out stupid. And like you said too, like the people that are actually showing up to these events, I mean, COVID is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's I understand there's some people that have doubts on it. There's some people who may say, oh well, I've been outside every day. I never got sick. I never got nothing. I don't know nobody that ever. Man, listen, it's real. It's a real thing. And like you said, as long as these events and stuff keep happening, the longer we're gonna stay quarantined. So it's just dumb, man.
It is, man. I mean, for just about a month, for the people out there going out there to party, just stop thinking about yourself and think about others just for maybe a month and see what it do. Because once we figure this out, you can go out and party however you want. I don't care. Yeah, just care about others instead of yourself for just a month. Just a month. Just give us a month. And if we don't figure it out, it's on your own. But the last topic of the day is baby mama Iggy Azalea. You seen that, huh? She out there busted it down.
I definitely saw that, man.
Man, we talked about this last week. The Busted Down challenge going viral, and Iggy happened to give us her taste of the Busted Down. Let me get your thoughts on that first. Let you go first.
Man, listen, off the rip, man, she's looking like a snack, man. First, I love a girl, man. I could tell you this, man. I love a girl with a fishnet, man. That's a huge W. So but also, I mean, besides from the man's standpoint, congrats to her, man. You can tell she's happy with her body, showing off. She lost that baby weight, so which looks great. So I know that's a huge boost of confidence for her. And definitely, man, you know how these girls are, man. Especially when you go through a relationship struggle and whatnot, they want to go on the internet and they want to show their body. They want to show that person what they're missing. And so
show me.
Listen, keep them pitches, keep them busted, keep them challenges, whatever you got going on, keep them coming, because I'm enjoying every single one of them.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Iggy. Even though she was crazy enough to, try to have a baby from Playboy Cardi, Lord knows what he got going on. But shout out to Iggy. I thought the busted was kind of mid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was mid because she didn't really bust it. She kind of like teased it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen some busted and they actually busted. But hers was kind of like.
She just dropped it down, but I think it was just the whole fishnet, man. That's all I pay attention to. Was just the fishnet. I'm like, damn.
Pay attention to the challenge, Coquito. You're missing the point. But But shout out to Iggy. She probably she's still on the rap scene. She's still looking good. If she happened to been on that category of Smash Pass for the streets, she's definitely for the streets, but she can still holler. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take that any day, man. I'll take that without her music, though.
But yeah, facts. Nobody trying to hit T.I. rap. Wait, she ain't got no more ghostwriters. I don't.
We have a lot of good stuff coming for you guys. So I mean, stay tuned. This is only the beginning. We're just getting started. We're just cooking it up. So I mean, just stay tuned. Also, if you guys haven't, please follow the Twitter. We post clips of the episodes, little funny moments that we have in between each other. Also, we'll let you guys know when we will be uploading again and all that good stuff. So just stay tuned and also keep them shots coming with us. Keep them shots coming, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I ain't want to tell the world, but I'm gonna let y'all know we got guests coming on this show. So don't think it's just gonna be us two for the whole time we're making this. I got guests lined up at the door. They like,
Yeah.
yo, if you want us to be on the show, let me know. I was like, all right, back, chill. Let us get a little networking going on. Let us get us subscribers, and then we'll get them on the show. But we got some guests coming on the show in the future, so y'all gotta definitely stay tuned. Also, like he said, follow all the links in the description if you want to stay tuned with any of our work, Twitch, YouTube, or Twitter. We got content everywhere besides this channel. But stay in tune and go ahead. Let's get our drinks up. Shout out to a good episode. Shout out to Martin Luther King. Rest in peace, my king.
Rest in peace,
and let's go ahead and take a shot.
Salud.
Another great episode. It's your boy Dom, my co-host Kakito, and we are out.